Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tawana Rivers. I am the CEO of the 10K Project, and we are here again to love on some Black founders one more time. We are super, super excited to have Regine and Tammy, the ladies of SilkOut System, and you're going to hear all about what that is. And I'm so excited for this one. I know y'all hear me say that every week, but I'm always so excited. When I tell you that Black excellence always shows up here at the 10K Project, and I am so grateful that all of these founders decide to come to this community to share the amazing work they're doing. And so tonight is no different. I am going to begin by sharing the campaign page so that we can just show you some of the high-level deal terms so that you can see where to go and how to navigate the page if you decide to invest. All right, so this campaign is on WeFunder. We will be putting the link in the chat throughout the evening. So ladies, you do not have to worry about that. We'll also put it in the comments in the Facebook thread. This campaign, again, is on WeFunder. The system is called SilkOut System. To date, they have raised $17,200 of their $50,000 goal. That is their initial goal. Minimum investment is $100. The terms of this deal feature equity plus a revenue share. There are also some investor perks that are here. And I always tell you guys, look at the entire campaign page because there's a lot of really good information that the founders put out here that they know you need to see and that questions that they know you have. So please, please, please take the time to look through all of the information, right? Go ahead and look through the updates, what people are saying. You get to ask questions here this evening with us, but if you think of something later that you didn't ask, or if you didn't hear your question that you have, being asked by anyone after we're gone, there's always a section here where you can ask a question. And I love this section because founders get to answer the questions here, and other investors get to see your questions, right? It could help them. They had that same question. And if someone also could have asked a question that you may have, or that you didn't even know to ask. And so I love this section here. And so if you don't get your question out this evening, do not hesitate to come back to the campaign link and ask your question here. Okay? All right. I am going to stop sharing. And I am going to now turn it over to Regine and Tammy to introduce themselves and their system.
Okay, so let me know when you're ready.
Thank you. Just one moment. And go right ahead.
All right. So first of all, I want to thank you, Tawana and the Black 10K Project for, having us here. We're so excited to share and possibly partner with some of your community to help us grow our brand. So a little bit about SilkOut System. We're offering a botanical and plant-based non-toxic alternative to straightening, smoothing, and advanced care for textured hair. So you're going to hear me use the word textured hair a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean Black hair. Women of all color, hair textures come in all types of shades or whatever. So now we refer to it as textured hair. All right, so let's talk a little bit about our mission.
Is it not updated?
No, it's not. All right, so our mission simply is to provide a safer and healthier alternative to straightening hair and managing texture. I'm the founder. My name is Tammy Golden. I'm the founder of SilkOut Hair Care System, and I am a licensed cosmetologist of 30 plus. I'll stop at the plus. I actually took my state board while my son was 6 months old and he just turned 33. So we're just gonna stop at the 30. We're gonna stop at the 30, but I'm a licensed cosmetologist of 30 plus years. I've always taken my career very, very seriously. I like to consider myself that stylist who was just very business savvy and very operated at the highest level of professionalism that I could. Also as a salon owner and educator for some of the most top prominent hair care companies like Mazzani and L'Oreal. And I've been a consultant for a few other prominent Brazilian blowout brand. I mean, keratin brands. Sorry about that. And then I want to briefly introduce Regine. She's one of the newest members of our team. And Regine, could you tell them a little bit about yourself and why you joined SilkOut system?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tammy. And again, thank you to the 10X team here, Tawana as well, for inviting us here to be able to speak on this. My name again is Regine Brunache, and I'm a business manager coming in as a chief of staff here to the SilkOut system. I'll be leading the strategic marketing position and really all of the ongoing business decisions and activities that we plan to take on with your investments. So really looking forward to working with Tammy on achieving the goals that we have set forth and really bringing this brand alive. I'm sold on it. My hair is thriving from it. I'm actually, this is, just a little side note. This is my first time really wearing my natural hair and feeling confident in it post my treatment. So I really look forward to chatting with you all throughout the rest of this presentation.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. The slides are not moving.
Slight delay. I've been moving them, so maybe like a 2 to 3 second delay might be occurring.
Okay.
Has it not updated still?
No, it has not updated.
That is odd.
Yeah, it's still on the Meet the Founder slide.
There we go. All right. So let's just give you a brief overview of SilkOut system. It was founded in 2017 to provide a healthier alternative to managing textured hair. The natural hair movement has exploded in the last 15 to 20 years, but until now, women with textured hair have primarily been limited to just two options, curly or straight. And the products that many of us have used in the past have been known to have toxic ingredients. SilkOut system is a game changer because it offers premium results for women of all textures to easily and safely get more manageable hair from curly to straight, giving customers the best of both worlds and the ultimate in styling flexibility while keeping their hair in optimum health. Next, we're going to discuss some of the problems or challenges we may have with our hair. So first of all, I want to state my disclaimer. Natural hair is not a problem. It is not a problem. But as women, we always are looking for that perfect fit for our hair. So I'm not saying that if you have curly, coily, or frizzy hair, it's a problem. But for women who find that to be a challenge for them, or for manageability, or for their children to be able to comb their hair easier, it can seem like a problem. But we're not, setting that tone that if it's curly or coily, it's a problem. I love hair of all textures. So let me just move this little thingy out my way because it's in the way. So traditionally, hair straightening, texturizing, curl softening involve relaxers because that's pretty much all we knew, and keratin straighteners, which are one of the newest crazes in the last 10 years, have been known to be made with harsh ingredients, toxic fumes, and have limited results that offer little to no versatility. In addition, current professional brands in the market, they were created for the general market, meaning they were not created for textured hair. As a cosmetologist of 30 years, I have always found myself, although tapping into product brands that were not created by us or for us, and being able to manipulate and find a way to make them work for us. With our particular product, it was designed with textured hair in mind. So let's talk about some of the, well, if you've seen the news lately, then you've probably seen some of the lawsuits alleging that relaxers containing toxic ingredients that could be harmful to women's health. Now, I'm not here for that, but we know that, we have more conscious and forward-thinking clients that are concerned about the ingredients and products that they put on their body, that they put in their body. And we want to let you guys know that we have a solution or alternative for women that still want to wear their hair straight, but not expose themselves to toxic ingredients. And so that's when our solution comes in. And I'm going to wait for the slide to catch up a little bit. All right. So the solution is SilkOut's taming treatment, which allows women with coils and curls the option to have more defined curls or smoother, straighter texture without compromising their health of the hair with non-toxic ingredients. What does that look like? We have a multitude of solutions from curl reduction. We help clients transition from relaxers without having to have a big chop. We also offer a relaxer alternative. So for someone who truly likes to wear their hair straighter, but they don't want the commitment of a relaxer, we can help them as well. Or maybe someone who is embracing their natural texture and they just want to see their curls come to life. They want to see more curl definition versus frizz. So we have a multitude of solutions within our system. So why do we need another natural hair or textured hair product? Like, the market is full. You go into the stores and all these amazing women have created a lot of amazing things. Well, women every day, women with textured hair every day still can find something that they would like to do different with their hair. So yes, I love my hair, but ask yourself this question, or men that are on here, do you hear your significant other or the females in your house say, gee, I wish my hair would fill in the blank? Okay, so we all have that blank, whether it's I want it to be more softer, less shrinkage, I want my silk press to last longer. There's always something that we would like our hair to do more of. And that leads us to next, our product, which is part of the solution. Wait on this slide to catch up. All right. So first, our product starts with, he says, all the time with my mom, but at my cousin's whoop. Yeah. So I think we all either have experienced it or know someone in our family that is always having challenges at some level with their hair. So SilkOut, you guys, SilkOut system is based on science first. So in the whole world of YouTube and influencers, and everyone has the magic sauce, the method, the myth to, you know, healthy hair. Because I'm a licensed cosmetologist and I know what truly works, I have never with emotions. It is truly a science. And so our flagship product uses plant-based protein, which is sugarcane cysteine, ethically sourced, as I may add, to both soften and strengthen the hair. And can we back up one slide? Back up one slide. And I just want to give you guys a little bit on sugarcane cysteine and how important it is to hair care. A little bit of quick science. So hair is made of keratin, which is derived from cysteine. So the majority of hair is made up of amino acids and cysteine. So when I say we have a plant-based product, when we are restoring and rebuilding hair, we're rebuilding it with what hair is naturally made of. In other brands and popular brands, the bond builders and everything that's popular right now, when they say they're rebuilding bonds, they're really putting a Band-Aid on it with synthetic ingredients. So that's why you have to use them every single shampoo. Our treatment lasts, you know, 8 to 10 weeks as a conditioner treatment, and it allows, I just want hair to be resilient to pulling. Okay, we can discuss that. Okay. But the active ingredient, the sugarcane cysteine, is the most natural form of cysteine that you can apply to the hair. So when we say it's botanical based and it's plant based, that's the science behind SilkOut's taming treatment. So our taming treatment, the actual product, is a hair softening and restorative system for professional use only. Yes, for licensed and certified stylists. To offer to their clients, to offer texture management, customized hair repair, and conditioning regimens for today's diverse, stylish, and health conscious client. So I will say, if some people say, well, if it's all botanical based, why do I need a license to be able to use it? Why can't I just go buy it off the shelf? Well, I always like to compare this. I do this in my training. If I give you a glass of water, and water is pretty natural, right? So it won't be harmful to you. But if I put you in 500 gallons of water and you don't know how to swim, we have a problem, right? So that's why it's important for this product to be administered by licensed professionals so that the proper protocols are always followed, and that mitigates risk and, you know, people not doing the right thing with the product. So next we want to talk about our maintenance products. So in addition to the salon products, we do have at-home maintenance products, a full line of products from blow dryers to flat irons to home maintenance for our customers to use in between salon visits, as well as our DIY community. Yes, we do have well as products for clients to use at home. So now let's talk a little bit about the market opportunity when it comes to SilkOut system and where this product fits in. So in 2022, you guys, Black or textured hair care generated over $18 billion in the US alone. 2.5 just with women with curls, coils, frizz, and waves, and 6.3 billion in the hair straightening market and growing. So what does that tell you? That even though women have embraced their natural hair, which is great, there's still a large group of women that are looking to wear their hair straight or from time to time, even if they want the versatility. So the market is still there. Then we have the professional salon opportunity for stylists that prioritize healthy hair and texture management within the salon with safer ingredients, not just for the clients, but for them as well. If you remember the whole formaldehyde issue with keratin treatments, it was not just impeding for the customer, but as someone who's used those things and experienced it, it was not safe for the stylist as well. And we want our stylists to be healthy too. Okay, so although popular keratin treatments are not created for all, keratin treatments are not created for our market. They're created for the general market. Once again, we as stylists, especially Black stylists, we learn how to make their products work for us. But the thing about SilkOut system, it's created for us. So it has all of the extra moisture, all of the extra nourishment that we automatically know that texture hair needs. And we don't have to go looking for ways to mix and match these things. Now, let's get into a few features of the treatment and just basically build the case for why it's such a high performance treatment. So SilkOut System's taming system offers a multitude of features, like it's formaldehyde free. It straightens hair up to 70% without toxic chemicals. It's a great relaxer alternative, and it's also a plant-based protein. As I mentioned before, bond builders offer synthetic proteins. Keratin treatments contain a formaldehyde, and they're not designed for our hair. And relaxers, although they may straighten hair, they do not nourish, rebuild, strengthen, or make the hair healthier in any part. And they have been known to have toxic ingredients. Okay, so let's see what our clients and our stylists are saying. So we have a few testimonies that I want to share with you guys. To use our product. She says, this product has changed my natural styling game big time. I love that it's chemical free, but you get great results. So what I've ran across in the last 5 or 6 years since we launched is that a lot of stylists were veering away from natural hair because they were not used to dealing with so much hair. So they were like, okay, if you're not wearing a relaxer, I'm not doing your hair. Or they just didn't feel confident, taking on such a big challenge for them. So many of the stylists that use our product, this has increased, their confidence, because they're for sure that they can manage and handle this hair with ease, and it's increased their business as well. Justina, who's a SilkOut Pro out of the Bahamas, she's been with us since the early days, and she's a big fan of ours, and she does amazing work. And she just basically says she loves it. She's been rolling with us from the start, and it just gets better and better. Sasha B is a customer. She says, wow, this treatment is the real deal. Instantly notice the difference in my hair. Smooth, easy to detangle, and non-drying when heat is applied will forever be my go-to. But this is one of my most favorite testimonies right here. This is about one of the at-home maintenance products that I launched last year for the consumers, because there was a big demand for it. She said, I've experienced the SilkOut treatment in the salon, having paid $200+ and over $350 for the taming treatment. So it is a premium service, but it delivers premium results. And she said, let me tell you, this at-home silkening treatment gave me the same salon quality results for less than half the price. As a busy new mom, it's hard to make it into the salon. So I was secretly praying this product would be available online, and now it is. And amazing. My shedding is almost non-existent. My hair is healthy and strong. Now I'm secretly praying that this product becomes available in stores nationwide, because more women need to experience the magic and science of this product. I am a customer for life, Miss Tamar B. So these are the kind of results that we offer for women who really just want to embrace wearing their own hair. You know, I'm not anti-wigs or anti-anything, but if I feel like if God gave us this hair on our head, let's take the best care of it that we can. All right. So next, I'm going to pass it to Regine. She is going to talk to you guys about our future goals and our marketing strategy. Regine.
Thank you so much, Tammy. You know, I always get so thrilled whenever you talk through the science and the history that you've already been able to accomplish with the company. It literally is the reason why I've jumped onto this team, because I see the future and I know what there is ahead of us. So with all of that being said, I'm excited to chat with you all about the target market and how we kind of split up a bit of our business model. We are looking at a professional line and a consumer line. Now, what we refer to our professional lines, we call them the SilkOut Pros. And please let me know if my screen is catching up with me, because I cannot see that end. I'm just seeing my side. So please, let me know if anything. But let's jump right into what the SilkOut Pros really consist of. It's our professional business line. The professional market is a significant business line for our SilkOut system. Currently, we have 300+ stylists who depend on our products for their business, which is creating recurring purchases. Since the natural hair care movement has exploded in popularity, with more and more women embracing their natural hair textures, we see the market opportunity to emphasize healthy hair and healthy hair texture management. There was something that Tammy mentioned earlier about problem, right? We don't see hair as a problem. We see the solutions to our hair as the problem. And so with our SilkOut Pros business line, we have the opportunity to offer clients that solution, which obviously Tammy has gone through with you all. Now, with offering the SilkOut Pros business line, we're offering high quality products and services to be able to increase those stylists in salon service cost and pricing. Let's dive a little bit into the SilkOut consumer, which is that DIYer, that at-home care maintenance purchaser. Now, we offer that at-home hair care maintenance because we support those DIYers who want to do it themselves. Our product builds trust between the consumer and the professional, because as Tammy has mentioned, there is a portion of this system that must be administered by a licensed and certified individual who is capable of properly administering the service for you. But taking it home and being able to maintenance that is what we want to offer to our consumers. And to be honest, we love our DIYers. Now, with our unique system and products, we have been able to capture a larger customer base and increase that brand awareness. Now, as we continue to do that, this will in turn allow us to expand our market share. Now, talking about market share, I'd like to just quickly dive into a little bit of our financial overview. Now, as you all know, we have launched the company back in 2017, and we have sold a little over $2.5 million in sales since. Now, in 2021, we experienced a 200% growth and had a record year of $1 million in sales, being able to service over 8,000 consumers and over 300 professional stylists. Now, all of this growth was led and managed by one person, Tammy. And as the team has continued to grow, which includes myself, we know that these numbers can be replicated 3 times over in the coming years. Now, let's talk a little bit about where these numbers came from, right? Now, the revenue streams that the company currently has is in 4 categories. Our first area, which is our largest, is our SilkOut consumers, which is what I've just mentioned, our DIYers. We have shampoo, conditioner, and all of our at-home maintenance products. Next is our SilkOut Pros, which I've mentioned. Our primary item for them is that taming treatment. Of course, they can access all of the remaining products to be able to service their in-salon care. However, the main product is our taming treatment. The next area is tools and accessories. We offer flat irons, blow dryers, and different branding merch. Those different items definitely supplement some of that earned revenue. And lastly is our education and training. There is a mandatory certification required in order to properly administer the taming treatment that the SilkOut Pros are capable of using. And it is mandatory for stylists, and we also offer continuous stylist education. Now, let's talk about what comes next, right? What's next is truly your investment. Now, you're probably asking, like, why did we consider crowdfunding? The success of SilkOut system requires more than the determination and vision of our founder alone. As you can see, Tammy is extremely passionate and she is extremely educated and beyond experienced in all of this. And so the development of this product and I would say the strides that have been made thus far, it's time to move beyond that, right? Tammy has bootstrapped this brand, but now it truly is time to go beyond that bootstrap and get ourselves into that next level market. The SilkOut system is truly a revolutionary line of hair care products. And with your support, we will send shockwaves through the industry and set a new standard for how to care, manage, and embrace textured hair. I'd love to dive in a bit into what the investment looks like. Now, the goal is to secure $124,000 in investment capital. Once we are funded, our financial projections are targeting a conservative 30% yearly growth rate. Now, I do know Tawana at the beginning of our conversation has already listed out what the investment opportunities look like. I'd like to go into detail about that with you all today. Now, investors will receive a revenue share and a SAFE, which is simple agreement for future equity, resulting in a 2-time return on their investment. The target repayment period is about 4.75 years. A SAFE provides future equity in the company if it is acquired or merged. Now, for example, what that means is that with a $10,000 investment today, that becomes $20,000 in 4.75 years. Investors will receive 5% of our quarterly revenue until they have received a 2-time return on their investment. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this investment going to go towards and how will it be distributed? I'm excited to chat with you all today. Now, we are thrilled to really discuss how we intend to utilize the investment to really maximize our investors' returns rapidly. We intend to distribute the funds within the following categories. 20% will go towards marketing. This will include ad work, which we all know has been proven to work across all e-commerce brands. Additionally, we're creating national partnerships with large, credible parent companies. The next area is 30% into inventory. Obviously, with an increase in ad visibility, we will need to fulfill that increase in sales. We want to prepare for that by investing into our inventory to truly ensure a cost savings in a larger manufacturer purchase order. Our next area is 25% into rebranding. Now, knowing that we will have a larger outreach within this investment and in marketing, we want to attract the type of stylists and customers that will be able to house that clientele that we're looking to serve. The branding as today has served its purpose, and we truly want to move the brand into the future with the brand identity to reflect the aesthetic that the brand is capable of showing. Lastly our next area is 15% into operational expenses. Needless to say, the company must operate, and with the increase in all other areas, we will need to support the operational requirements to really ensure that the proper delivery of the goals are set forth. And lastly, 10% into research and development. Now, as we continue to grow and we learn from our customers and the market, we are dedicated to staying ahead of the curve by investing in research and development. We will ensure market awareness and customer satisfaction is achieved, while simultaneously edging our way into the high-end professional care segment of the industry. Now, I'm sure you all are wondering, obviously, there has to be some risks and challenges associated with any type of company or establishment. It's there. Now, I want to make sure that we address these things with you all very upfront. Now, our risk levels have drastically decreased since passing the 5-year threshold of being in business, right? As of today, we're highly risk averse. With 7 years in the market, we know that we have a product that works and that the customers and stylists love it. We've identified, however, 2 challenges that we're currently facing. Now, in 2022, we faced a manufacturing delay and MOQ increases that prevented us from meeting our current business demands. Now, in the future, we can easily overcome these obstacles by raising enough investment capital to meet MOQ maximums to secure priority production status. In other words, money talks. So for clarity, I want to be sure, because I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with MOQs, right? Those are your minimum quantities of orders. So a lot of our producers or manufacturers, they have tiers of customers. And the larger orders will obviously get priority. And because we already have an established relationship with these individuals, we know that by producing or placing larger orders, we not only will have cost savings, but we will become a priority, and it'll be much easier for us to fulfill those increase of orders that will occur naturally with the investment, along with the changes that we'll be making on operationals. Now, to chat a little bit more about what our growth strategy looks like, in the next 6 categories, I would like to describe with you all what it's going to look like for us to grow. Now, first and foremost is our rebranding. We truly want to align the brand's goals with its appearance. As I previously mentioned, the current aesthetic has served its purpose, and as we move forward, we want to build upon that. The next area is innovation. Now, we're creating a community of top-tier educated stylists for market ownership in the texture world. We emphasize targeting our B2B professional audience threefold so that we can position ourselves for that scalability. Number 3 is truly optimizing our inventory procurement by purchasing that maximum quantities to decrease those expenses and meet those MOQs, thereby increasing profit margins to become a priority in our manufacturing relationships. As previously mentioned, as one of our challenges, we intend to grow through that. So that is why I've included it today in our growth strategy. Like I mentioned previously, money talks. So once we have that, we're talking, okay? Number 4 is promotion. Now, we do want to maximize our marketing techniques and truly be able to track those successful trends to be able to have a greater brand engagement and continue to build that community through an organic growth. Now, our marketing expansion plans for increasing our market share is all about our geographic reach, our aesthetics, our branding, our ability to have that inventory. All of those things play a role in our ability to promote that. And so as a part of our growth, promotion is a factor. Next is our customer experience, which I'm sure you all are clear on. We value our customer response, which is what led us here today. Without our customers responding to us as positively as they have over the last 7 years, I don't think that either myself or Tammy would have enough confidence to stand before you today asking for this investment. Our customer experience, we intend to enhance that experience to build and maintain trust in our product. And lastly, that continuous growth. As you all know, no company stops. We intend to solidify our position in the market and align ourselves with our competitors to be able to focus on our marketing campaigns, collaborations, and be able to drive our brand awareness throughout. Now, beyond our growth strategy, I'd like to chat a little bit about our sales forecast. As previously mentioned, this is a conservative perspective, but 30% growth is what we're looking at. Our projected sales growth based on market trends and customer demand, our revenue projections for the upcoming years is based on a percentage of growth for sales. Now, this chart was generated by our partners here at WeFunder, and after review, they created this after reviewing our numbers in detail. So this will be open to you to review at your leisure.
Regine, 1 second. Your slides are stuck.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, has it popped up?
There you go.
Okay. You know what? Zoom is ruining me today. Oh gosh. Well,
We're
as
good.
You are fine. That they are not, Zoom is not doing a thing. This is a wonderful presentation.
Yes, it
cannot be
is.
ruined, sis. You good.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. I do want to be sure that everyone is able to follow because there's a lot of information that we're sharing. And so, as previously mentioned, our sales forecast is based off of a 30% increase in growth in sales. And so, as I mentioned, this chart was generated by our partners here at WeFunder. And after reviewing our numbers in detail, this is what they've projected on a conservative end. And this is here for your leisure to read at your, at your leisure. Where I'd like to continue our conversation today is to truly join us, right? Invest in our mission to provide a safer, healthier alternative to straightening hair and managing texture. I would love for you all to take advantage of a unique opportunity to invest in a revolutionary hair smoothing system that is gaining widespread popularity and disrupting the market, giving the girls with curls the best of both worlds, because we're challenged with that, right? Partner with SilkOut system and ride the wave of success with a dedicated team, cutting edge technology, and a clear vision for the future. SilkOut system has what it takes to dominate the textured hair market. Join us in this exciting journey and become a part of our success story. This opportunity will allow you to benefit from a proven business model. SilkOut system has already established a strong customer base and has proven sales performance. By investing in our company, you can tap into a profitable market that is projected to grow exponentially in the coming years. As we continue through this conversation, we would like to make note that we are testing the waters to gauge investor interest in offering under the regulation crowdfunding. No money or other consideration is being solicited today. If sent, it will not be accepted. No offer to buy securities will be accepted either, and no part of the purchase price will be received until a Form C is filed, and only through our WeFunder platform. Any indication of interest involves no obligation or commitment of any kind. So feel free to ask as many questions as you'd like. I do want to extend a great thank you, a large thank you to the entire 10K project team, along to Tammy for developing an amazing product, and all of you who are watching at home and just really rooting us on. Thank you so much for your time and listening to us here today. I join you in investing, and I appreciate you, and we look forward to answering any of your questions.
Wonderful.
Right.
Thank you so much, Regine. Absolutely wonderful. Very good.
Thank you.
Go ahead and stop sharing so we can be bigger on the screen, so we can talk about all this fabulous stuff you just went over.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Okay. Has the screen caught up? Is it stop sharing? Okay, perfect.
Stop sharing. So we're good. Guys, go ahead and put your Q&As or your questions in the Q&A section, and I'll get to them momentarily. I am going to start us off because I've got some questions. But first off, I also want to congratulate you, Tammy, for this amazing system. So I've shared my hair journey with you when we chatted. So I'm 15 years natural. And I went natural because I have a very sensitive scalp. And I really just got tired of it being inflamed all the time, right? So that was my story, right? It was nothing cute about always digging at it and just worrying about being so self-conscious about were there flakes on me, like what was going on, always messing in it. It was irritable. I would burn when color was put in, or I would burn when the relaxer was put in. And it just came to a point when it was just like, okay, this is enough.
Yeah.
The problem is, I've never been the kind of woman that does hair, right? I've been going to the salon since I think I was like 9, and that was always the thing. Either my mother did it or I went to the salon. So I never learned how to do my own hair. So my challenge is I'm not creative when it comes to that. So I still need the salon experience and I still
Yes.
need manageable hair. The other thing about my hair texture is I don't have that beautiful 4C and 4A. Like I don't have that, when you see the women and that natural hair is naturalin, like it's like, damn, sis, you fine, right? I don't have that texture of hair. My hair is typically very soft. It's a little thinner. I just don't have the full and fluffy. And so for me, I prefer the straight look, right? That's kind of my signature look. I prefer it. But to get it without the chemical is
Yes.
complicated,
Yes.
especially in the summertime,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because that humidity is like poof. Like, like you think you cute in the mirror before you leave the house, and as soon as you walk out in that humidity, it's like, oh my God, you feel it swelling, right? And
Yes.
so when I heard about your system, I was excited. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know what I need to do to get this. I was disappointed when it was only for stylists, right? I've had a stylist for years and years and years. She just recently retired, so I just got a new one. And you better cool believe he's going to know about this. I've been waiting for this recording so that I can send it to him. So I actually go to him this morning and I'm going to forward this to him so we can talk about it.
Okay, good.
And so I am just excited to have a solution in my life that allows me to have the look that I want, right? But allows it to be manageable, because natural hair, I agree with the way you lady said, it's not a problem, but the solution or lack thereof becomes a problem. I should be able to get up and go like everyone else, and I can't today. And so to be able to have a solution that allows me to get up and go, right? Or allows someone else to live their perfect reality of whatever they want for their hair is ultimately the goal for us. So thank you for creating a solution that allows women to just exist in their natural state, right? And feel beautiful in the process. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so it's all about finding that sweet spot, and you're definitely like you exude our ideal customer, especially when it comes to the relaxer alternative. It's not that you want to wear an afro, but you just want to be able to wear your hair straight and it lasts, without having to do that with harsh chemicals. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And also congratulations for the success of the company. I mean, $2.5 million in sales.
Thank you.
Since 2017. That's absolutely amazing.
Thank
As a
you.
solopreneur, I understand how difficult that must have been to do. And so now to see you start building a team, like makes me excited for the future of the company. Because in my logical sense says, if she did this by herself, sis getting ready to blow it up with a team, right?
I couldn't help but emphasize that, Tawana, and I hope I drove the point home with it, because everything you all are seeing today was Tammy alone. That not only speaks to determination, but that also speaks to the product, right? That speaks to the quality of what she's been able to offer. Phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I love, the strategy you have. I love the conservative numbers, right? We're an investor community, right? And so some people may want to see, oh, we're gonna grow by 70%. I love that you were conservative. And if you get to a 70%, that's even better, right?
Right.
But when I look at investment opportunities, I really want my founders to be realistic, right? I want them to be conservative, and I want them to have a very clear, concise strategic plan. And it sounds like you ladies have just that. So that's absolutely wonderful. I'll jump in and ask some of the questions also. Looks like Kevin has a couple of questions. I love that the first question is from one of the men in the community. I love it. Kevin said, you have had significant sales, revenue, and earnings. Why the need for the capital raise? I feel like you talked about this a little bit, but go.
Yeah, but I'll break it down for you. So we've had significant sales, yes, but we've also had some bumps in the road. And as Regine mentioned earlier, in the beauty industry, 2.5 million is a lot, but it's not a lot. And we had some bumps in the road, especially after the pandemic, with manufacturers kind of trying to squeeze out the small people like me. So they started to raise MOQs. And I've even had certain products and certain different places where we source product at say, you know what, we're no longer, servicing our small business division. Boom, you can't get this anymore. Or for instance, having one product where the MOQ was 500 pieces. Okay, we could afford that. And then to go back into re-up and they say, okay, now it was 500 pieces, now it's 5,000 pieces. Okay, I couldn't afford 5,000 pieces. So we hit so many bumps in the road. And it just, with the manufacturer, so I started to learn that, okay, if you're not spending big bucks with them, you're not a priority in production. So I have lost, we had a loss in 2022, and we've just been holding tight. And I've been holding tight by myself. And just like, okay, how am I'm going to hold this together. And I honestly, crowdfunding was not on the top of my mind until one of my stylists, product became hard for them to get, and they depend on this product for their business. So I'm trying to make sure they have what they need to service their clients, so their business isn't impeding. And so our dollars just got stretched really, really thin. And it wasn't until one of my stylists came on board, and one of my newer stylist clients, and she asked me, have you ever thought about crowdfunding? Because she's like, you need some money. Like, you need more, you need access to more money. And that's when this whole idea came about. So 2.5, yes, is great, but it's in the product and manufacturing world, it just takes a whole lot more to service our audience. And so those big delays, we have been riding that storm for the last year. And so with this crowdfunder, we're looking to be able to get past that hurdle. And, and where Regine shared how we're going to, redirect the funds to make sure that we have plenty of product so that we can always continue to serve our clients, as well as, rebrand and have that marketing strategy.
Wonderful. Thank you for breaking that down. We always talk about this problem. We create these business models and these products that oftentimes depend on others for a critical piece of it, right? Mm-hmm. How wonderful would it be if the products that you needed were available to be sourced within our own community? Mm-hmm. Like, how beautiful would that be? To have the manufacturing plants and all of the products that come along that you need to be available within this community, where you can tap in and have a ready, a source of it, right, readily available. And so we're not there yet, but that's the place we need to get to.
And I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because I am in the process of switching over manufacturers on certain items, because one thing I learned in this last year is I want control. I don't want anyone else to be in control of me. And when I'm at their mercy, and I'll just give you guys an example, like Black Friday is this weekend. I have, products that have been purchased, and there was one I've been waiting for this week. And I called the normal shipping agency to ask, I'm on the schedule, where is it at? And they're like, we don't have anything for you. So I was like, what do you mean? So then I email and call the manufacturer, and a lot of them are on holiday for the Christmas. So when somebody finally responded, they was like, oh, it's still here. And I'm like, what do you mean it's still there? This is 10 days ago. And so those type of things, I'm just a little redheaded stepchild right now. So like I said, when I get some power, behind me, when I can say, look, this is what I need, I can kind of make more demands, and then as we grow, position myself to be in more control of my product.
Yeah. And I love that you use the word power. And so, to everyone watching here, the power that she needs starts with us, right? Mm-hmm. Because she has to be a large enough client to those vendors that they see the value in the worth, right? We see it immediately, right? Because we know what Black excellence looks like, right? But they're looking at a different criteria. And so they need to see that she's important. And so, they need the big orders to come through. So we need to, tonight's about investing, but it's also about sharing that this company exists, right? And there's a part of me that even says it's more about that than the money. And just bear with me, because I know, Tammy, you probably like, I don't know what you're talking about because we need the money. But
no, I see where you're going.
But bear with me for a minute. this is a product that stylists and salons are responsible for applying, right? So our mission here is bigger than just considering if this fits in our portfolio and sharing it within our network. We need to be telling every stylist we meet about this, right? Every barber we meet, because they know stylists, right? So we need to be talking about this within this hair care industry. Anybody with a product that they have, that means they've probably got a connection to some stylist. We need to be talking about this. Just makes me think I need to make an introduction. I had a beautiful woman come on. Her company's called Queen Sanity, and she does hair care products, and most of her clients are hairstylists. And so she's a connection that I'm going to make with you. That's the kind of thing that we need to be doing for SilkOut system, is making these connections to potential industry, right? People who can help this brand grow in the way it needs to, so that the power that Tammy has can be seen immediately by those vendors, right? When she starts making that order for them 5,000 units, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, sis, come up, right? She was doing 500, now she's doing 5,000. What's going on? And so we need to make sure that happens. So the call to action tonight is bigger than it typically is, because we have to share this outside of just an investment conversation. So that's where I'm really going with this. This has to be about how this product will absolutely save, and I'm gonna say this, y'all gonna be like, okay, Tawana, you're gonna say save lives. That's a little extreme. We're talking about hair. Let me tell you about a woman in her hair. You hear me?
Yeah.
There are days when my hair doesn't look right. I don't want to go outside in public because my confidence is affected by that, right? There's days when my hair don't look right. I don't want to come on live. Them days when I got that ponytail and I put on makeup and some lipstick trying to make it come over like, okay, I'm okay. I'm not okay, right? There's confidence in our beauty, right? And so we need to feel good about ourselves. We need to look professional at times, right? I can't go into my corporate job looking ridiculous, having people say, "What did she come here to be successful? Or did she look like she just rolled out of bed?" Right? So I'm gonna say lives can be changed, because I really, really mean that when we're talking about a hair conversation. It is that serious. For those of you who may not believe me, trust me, it is that serious when we're talking about hair.
Tawana, I have to pinpoint a little bit or piggyback off of you, because it's something that I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation. Before the system, it was very difficult for me to look at myself in my truest form and feel confident in who I am and what I have to offer the world. And it had to do a bit with learning about loving my hair, but also finding that solution for my hair to be in its most capable and highest form. And that's what the SilkOut system provided to me. And I'm sure, I have experience. I've been working in corporate America for over 10 years at this point in my life. And I mean, I've had, weaves, extensions, I've had, braids, I mean, all of it. But post this system and experiencing that, it has created a new version of me. So it speaks to what you're saying, that confidence. We really are saving lives with this system, because it changes the person that you thought you were.
Yes.
It helps you remember who you
actually are, and what you actually can accomplish, right? That's exactly what it does. That's what self-confidence is about, right? It lets you see and understand and believe your truest potential. And it doesn't even matter if anybody else does or not, because you do. And unfortunately, that confidence has to come to us sometimes when we look in the mirror, right? Because we are conditioned to some extent to believe a different thing about ourselves, especially as Black women, right? And so, I like to look in the mirror and wake up, and even in my natural form, I think I'm beautiful. I don't always know that y'all gonna think I'm beautiful, but I think I am, right? And so, but I realized that that's not enough, because I think I'm beautiful, my hair standing on top of my head, or when it's silked out like it is tonight, right? But I recognize I live in a world where the two have to align. Because I'm also in front of you. And if I was in front of you looking crazy, like a good example, I had something to tell you guys on Saturday morning. I was so excited about it. I didn't have makeup on. My hair wasn't, had just took the scarf off, so it was wrapped up still. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready to like get ready for the day yet. So instead, I didn't come on live and I didn't deliver that message to you. And that message, somebody needed that message on Saturday morning. But because I didn't feel confident in how I was going to present, I kept that message to myself. Now I'm going to give you the message eventually, right? But somebody needed to hear it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I blocked somebody's blessing because I wasn't confident. This is a real thing. And we have to acknowledge it. We got to talk about this. We have to talk about it openly. And we have to invest in companies that are doing a thing that allow us to live in our best, highest potential, right?
Yes.
And I believe that SilkOut System is one of those companies.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That is our mission. Like I mentioned earlier, is helping women and just embrace who they are. As a 30-year salon veteran, I've done my share of extensions, and at about 10 years ago, I removed them because they were no longer part of my brand, because I started to see women who just lost their identity. And it was like they were fine when the tracks were flowing back and forth, and as soon as we took their hair out, everybody turned into a turtle. And then when their hair was back in and everybody blossomed, and I was like, wait a minute, this is little something's going on here. And for some women, I had seen them have beautiful hair and then start to neglect their own hair just for the style option. And I just said, you know what? I just set a date and I said, we're not doing this anymore. I just only want to work with people. Let's embrace your hair. And, I lost a few customers behind that, but I stood on my principle that I just want to help women be the best versions of themselves. And then now being a product manufacturer, producing products that allow for women to have those options to find their sweet spot, whether it's very kinky, but, popping curls, or whether it's loose waves, or whether it's straight hair, this system offers something for everyone. Unlike some other keratin systems, they have 5 keratins for 5 different types of things. We just have one system, and we offer a multitude of solutions that we train our stylists on.
Nice. Very, very good. Kevin had a second question. What is the justification for the claims of the projected revenue growth for the next 5 years as displayed on your sales forecast graph?
Yeah, I can quickly jump in and answer Kevin's question. So as I mentioned in the growth strategy, all of the justification for that 30% increase is in that growth strategy. So between rebranding, between concentrating on our research and development, all of those different factors that I've mentioned and laid out will aid in the process of being able to achieve that 30% growth. And again, it is extremely conservative. We have absolutely no idea to what extent that our rebranding and our marketing targeted ads will present. And from the history and research that we've done, we know that we're looking at least a 50% return on those items and increasing where we already stand. And so the justification truly is more on the conservative end because, hey, we're going to shoot a little low so that we can exceed those expectations in the long run. And I hope that helps answer that question for you, Kevin.
Very good. Anonymous says, hi, ladies, amazing product that removes the fear of poisoning scalps for beauty. I would imagine that the natural makeup of SilkOut supports hair longevity. Yes? If so, will it do the same for natural hair wigs, increasing the lifespan and increasing ROI? Thank you for both sharing with the family. What a wonderful, thoughtful question.
Okay, so if I just want to make sure I'm hearing this clearly. So she's saying basically, can it be used on extensions?
Or natural wigs that also
yes, absolutely.
The lifespan
so
of them.
That is a good question because I actually just seen this. I actually promote this to my stylist, but it's not on the forefront. But if it's, human hair, people are invested in, premium quality grade virgin hair, it will do the exact same thing on your extensions or your wigs that you've invested in. It will restore and increase the lifespan of of your investment on those particular products. For instance, I remember the first time I did a treatment on a friend of mine. She actually had 2 tracks in her hair. And she's like, I'm not taking them out. I just put them in. So I just put the treatment on the hair. And it was really some low quality hair. It was like some yucky hair. It was something you get from the beauty supply for $20 a bag. And it looked really bad. When we finished, that you know that look in the bag when the hair first comes out the bag in the beauty supply? It's just smooth and silky. And then after about 5 or 6 washes, it looks really dry. It looked like it just came out the bag. And she was like, oh, wow, it did that to my, and we didn't even really plan to do that. I just put some on there just because. And it made a huge difference in her hair. So yes, we do have stylists that offer extension services and hair, and they're able to treat their clients' extensions in between services to revamp the hair and bring the life back into those strands if it is like virgin quality hair. That was a good question.
Very, very good. So that question actually leads me to my next question is about the process, right? So we could have some stylists in the community right now watching this thinking, but how difficult is it to apply, right? You're saying it's a stylist or salon brand, so I have to have a license to do it. How difficult is this thing? Is it going to comfortably fit into my book of business already, right? Or am I going to have to space clients out really far apart to be able to administer this fancy new system on Tawana when she comes in, right? So talk a little bit about the process.
Okay. So for you stylists, so if you've done a keratin treatment before, on average, they take about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours max. So it's about the same time, some of the same concept, but remember our science is different, our ingredients are different, but it's pretty much the same protocol. And actually our certified stylists, we actually have education on our website. We have a free online certification that walks you through the ingredients, the science, the protocols. You can download all of those materials. The certification is on demand. So if you ever get stuck, you can go back and, watch it again. So we're really big on education because we want our stylists to have success. We're not just selling products. It's the product created by a stylist. So I'm taking basically everything I would do in a salon, and I want to empower and kind of leave my footprint on the professional beauty industry. So it's very doable. It's just when we say it's for professionals only, it's just because we want it to be administered properly. And not, misuse or mishandle. Because, you watch YouTube and you see people adding things and, everybody becomes a mad scientist.
Right.
I've done the work. I've done the work for the stylist. And actually, one of my stylists called me yesterday and she was raving about a new product we're testing. And she was like, you've done the work for us. She said, if I was going to go look for a product, you've already done it. So I'm just here to support you because everything that you bring is like top tier. So
nice. Very, very good. We have a few questions in Facebook. Norris says, what solutions do you have for children's hair?
As a matter of fact, this product works great on children. Okay. It is for clients, for stylists that service children, it's like a godsend. And where women, send their children to the salon because they just can't handle it, not that their hair is bad or anything, it just can be challenging. So it helps to create the manageability, and so that the mom or the parent can be able to style the hair at home. Now, we recommend that the treatment, maybe you don't start till maybe after about 8, 9, or 10 years old. But even in our shampoo and conditioning system, we're able to enhance the hair, start that health regimen early, so that they can have the best hair possible. But the product itself the actual taming treatment is safe on children's hair. And we do have a lot of our women, our stylists that service a lot of children.
Very, very good. Damon said, where are your products made? And he's referring to the blow dryers, the flat irons, and then he's got a second part of the question, but let's talk about the manufacturing of the products first.
Okay, so our wet products, which means our shampoos, conditioners, they're made in the US. Our styling tools are made in China. That's pretty much where all of the styling tools come from. So they are made in China, but our wet products, our treatments, our flagship product is made in the US.
Very nice. And then Damon also wants to know about the rewards program. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so the rewards program for the campaign, I would have to put the campaign, but I believe it starts at 500. We have a few perks at different levels. Let me open the campaign really quick,
Okay.
so I can explain it to y'all.
And actually, you know what, Tammy, let me share.
Okay, please, that would be great.
Yeah,
I should have
see
had
it.
it up on my phone.
No,
But
no.
we have a few reward levels that include product when we do the rebranding. There they are.
There we go.
500, 1,000, and 5K. So at 500, you get an investor t-shirt. We're going to customize a t-shirt for you, basically saying that you invested in SilkOut System brand. At $1,000, you receive a rebranded gift box. So when we do the actual rebranding, you'll be the first to get a rebranded gift box of our at-home maintenance kit and an investor t-shirt. And then at the $5,000 level, we actually plan to have a soft relaunch event. So you would be considered one of our VIPs, and you would be able to attend that event +1 and receive a rebranded gift box as well as an investor t-shirt.
Very, very good. Thank you, Damon, for going over that. I should have gone over the perks in detail when
No problem.
the start. So thank you for that question. Damon had another question. Damon's question is, are you working on new products for the company?
Okay, so Damon, I am working on, I have one product that I'm working right now that is a hit. But it won't launch until we do the rebranding. But I am not super product. I don't believe in just having tons of product. So right now I have a advisory group of stylists. It's like 5 of my top tier stylists that are really strong supporters. And they just finished testing and they all agree. I gave them 2 formulas. I've worked on several formulas, so I've narrowed it down to 2. So I sent them the 2 formulas recently, an A and a B. And over the last week, they've all chimed in on B. They've sent before and afters, to the point where one of the advisory members, she's servicing some of my old clients in the Los Angeles area. And I got a text message Saturday night from one of my old clients. And she said, "Hey, Tammy, thank you for Formula B. And Mary, happy holidays." So I was like, oh, she must have used it on her hair. So that was like the thumbs up. So yes, we do have a few new products. I don't believe in flooding the market with a bunch of collections and a bunch of just having products for the sake of having products, because what that does is takes us too wide and it exhausts our resources. I like to produce hits and products that work. So I like to kind of stay as streamlined as possible with products that we know are going to sell quicker, like people are going to be using them on a regular basis. We were a little bit wider in some products, and just after doing the reports after a couple of years, even though I liked them all, but the numbers told me that everybody was not using it. And then not that it wasn't a good product, maybe our audience wasn't big enough. So I have tabled some of those products until we grow. And the stylists are asking, well, where's this shampoo and where is this? And I just told them, you know what? It's just, they were not top sellers. And as we gain growth, we can consider bringing those products back. So I'm keeping the main things, the strong things, the main things, so that we don't get too thin with trying to, oh, we wanted this and we wanted that. And I do take everyone's suggestion into consideration, but based on the data and the analytics, I know, what's selling and I know what's not selling and what's worth. And, I don't need to buy 1,000 pieces of something if only 10 are going to sell,
Right.
So and that's money sitting and waiting, and then I have to run it on clearance, and it's just not, the best use of our resources. So lesson learned in the past. But yes, we do have one strong product that is going to be a hit. I have it on my hair right now. I put it on Regine's hair Sunday, and I believe it's going to be a super hit for our consumer and professional market. So I'm excited about that.
And just very quickly to to support what Tammy is mentioning in regard to the strategy behind the products, that is something both her and I are working heavily on. So we're not just basing it off of, you know, the feedback. We are looking at the numbers, as she mentioned, and it is a collective decision to ensure that the funds are being utilized in the best form. Just to throw that in as well.
Nice.
And I would like to add, I would like to say this first 7 years was a learning lesson. You know, I'm the first entrepreneur in my family in this space, in this e-com space. And so I didn't have anyone guiding me. Yes, I'm a true entrepreneur at heart. So I'm learning, I'm bootstrapping, I'm growing. So this last 7 years, we've kind of defined which products were hot and which products were not. And so we've streamlined and we're just focusing on what's working for us. So we're not trying to compete with other brands and, you know, and, oh, they're, you know, they have tons of shampoos and tons of conditioners. We just know we just have the right niche of products and we want to stay in that niche and win and scale in that particular niche. Now, you did ask about other products. And Regine recently asked me about this. I am a trained certified colorist and was an educator for L'Oreal. So I do plan maybe in the next year or so, I am getting ready to test create a hair color line designed for darker shades of hair naturally and create a curriculum to teach and empower stylists how to properly color our hair and keep it healthy. So that's part of my resume that's not even on the forefront right now.
Tammy, don't tell them too much, Tammy.
Listen, this is an investor meeting. Tell us all the things.
Yeah. So that is something that because I think that would be the perfect, like we will cover hair care, hair straightening, smoothing, curl care. And then if we can have the color, we become like, you know, a very powerful company when it comes to textured hair. And once again, created for us, by us, because who better knows what we need than us? And if I can piggyback, is there another question in the queue?
There is. I'm just going to say though, that's a power move because color is it's tricky. It's tricky. And when you want healthy hair, color is kind of the thing you oftentimes have to forego because in so many situations, it does not maintain a healthy head of hair.
Right. So the beauty of this treatment, and we didn't mention this in the slide, but it allows for that client who likes to wear blondes and likes to wear a lot of color. You can't do that with relaxers. You cannot do that with relaxers. You can do that with SilkOut system because it's a very non-invasive product. So it goes hand in hand with color. It goes hand in hand with color.
You need to add that to the slide, Regine.
Yeah. So basically my background, I've taught for relaxer companies. Yeah, I've taught for relaxer companies. I taught for color companies. And so basically I was always, how can I say this? It was easy for them to put me in front of their audiences, but that's all I was just information. When it came time for opportunity, I learned quickly that there was no opportunity for us. So I left what I call corporate education in 2010 and decided to start teaching independently and sharing my expertise amongst my community, and which led me to eventually launching my own product. So I'm really big on I know what we want. Maybe they wouldn't hear my voice then, but they're going to double back.
Yeah.
They're going to double back once, we create this company and take it to the top. They're going to double back on us. And then they'll remember, oh, yeah, we remember.
I love it. I love everything about this. Jesse said, no, Jesse, don't hate that. We somebody's got to ask the E question. So exit strategy. Jesse says, hate to ask about the E word. Exit strategy. Is there one?
So what I love about this platform is that we can talk about that. I can't talk about that on every platform because, of course, you see all of these big acquisitions and mergers, and I'm obsessed with acquisition and mergers. I sit and study the Olaplex and Maya. I just study because that is my goal. I want to build something that impacts the beauty industry for textured hair. I want to be the authority. I want to be the brand that is the voice that speaks for us, as well as I want an exit. I feel like I have to have an exit because I have to do it. I have to do it for the professional beauty industry. I have to do it for my people because I have to show the next person behind me that it can be done. And it's been done by other brands, but not professional Black owned beauty brands. It's been the consumer market. So those are easy goals. The pro brand is a harder sell, but with the results and the numbers. I think the last major pro acquisition for African Americans was Soft Sheen. That's
Wow.
almost 30-something years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Other than that, everyone else has been a consumer brand.
Yes, correct. And
Yes.
just to quickly jump in, because I know we're running out of time soon, but
There's no time. There's no
specifically,
time constraint here. We stay to the last question is asked and answered, Sweet Pea.
I love it. I
We
love
here.
it. Primarily, my goal when I came on to SilkOut system is re-strategizing so that we can get to an acquisition. And so every decision on the marketing and operational and business angles are all targeted towards that end result. And so I say that to kind of reinforce confidence in our potential investors here tonight, to understand that that is my primary goal in all of the decisions and, conversations that we're having. I'll throw this out there, but I'm looking at between 18 to 20 months by the time that we're having those conversations. I don't want to say we will be acquired, but those conversations will be happening. And so keep your eyes out and your ears open, because that's happening.
Yes, that is definitely, me and Regina have had this conversation. She's new, but I felt like she's been in my head forever. And so it's a breath of fresh air to work with her and for her to and see the vision. Like she immediately, when we saw each other, she saw what she got it. She got it. And she was like, okay, let's make some Black girl magic, and that's what we're here to
100%.
do. So yeah, I don't have a bunch of, I don't have kids to leave, a company to. I don't want another 20 years. I want to finish strong and create a wealth movement with this. So people that are attached to this brand, we're trying to take it to the top. So it's not just that, me, exit in the end, we exit together. And I want it to be written. I want it to be documented that these people got on board of this next great movement in the professional beauty industry, which is very limited and very rare, but it can be done.
Absolutely wonderful. I love this. Absolutely wonderful. As investors, we always look at the team, right? And part of what we all are thinking about right now, and I'll speak on behalf of some of my investors, but we are thinking, okay, great product, great business model, but at the end of the day, can the founder pull it off, right? That's what makes us pull the trigger, right? Like I can believe in the vision, I could think the product is innovative, but can the founder pull it off? Because there are a lot of innovative ideas that never go anywhere, right?
Right.
There are a lot of amazing companies that didn't even last 7 years like you did, Tammy, right? They're sitting somewhere, maybe lasted 12 months, right? Maybe they gave up. Maybe when the manufacturers and the suppliers told them they had to do the 5,000 units, they couldn't overcome that, and it was a wash, right? So the fact that you've lasted 7 years speaks volume, first of all, right? As a solopreneur.
Thank you.
But we think about the team. Can the team pull it off? It is what we heard this evening, right? Enough to say, I want to add this into my portfolio because I believe they can make what they said really happen, that it's not just words on a slide, that it is something that they have truly strategized about, that they believe they can do it, right? And that they're putting all the things in place to get there. And when I say that you ladies are hitting that out of the park for me personally, right? You absolutely are. And it's amazing how much we can do with the right people by our side.
The right people, yes. And I'll just piggyback on that. Like I said, like Regine shared earlier, I've taken it as far as I can by myself. And it becomes daunting as a solopreneur. And it was just not soliciting myself to the right people, but attracting the right people.
Mhm.
So the people that have been coming on board lately have just been the right people who have seen the work, like it's kind of been evident to them, and they want to be a part of it versus me soliciting people that may see an opportunity. So with our, decreases and holdups that we had last year, we had to I had to lean out some of the support that I had because people were only around for their, whatever, their financial commitment to it was. And they left me no strategy. They left me nothing. So I had to go, and hold it down by myself. And I didn't know what the future looked like, but I had to just keep a positive mindset that God was putting me kind of in a holding space to kind of preserve what I already had. So this whole last year that I've just kind of felt like I've been in a holding tank,
Right.
I've at least even though I didn't have funds to do a whole lot, I basically used that time, sourced and tested more products. And I'm a visionary. So I'm a crazy visionary. So I just kind of just started preparing for when the monies come and, just being prepared for what's next. What am I going to do different? How are we going to streamline the brand? What direction, or we need to bring on someone to help us take the brand into another direction. What products I have, I test products all the time to the point where companies send me, products like here, try this. We want to hear your results. And I give them my honest opinion. So, I'm committed to the long haul of this. I think I went through the worst of this and it said it was just a learning lesson. You don't know what you know, what you don't know. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like going through an obstacle course. And if you've ever had to climb over the wall and you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. Right. So maybe you may go up the wall the first time and you don't quite make it over there. At least you got a peek and you know why. Okay, what I need to do different to actually approach this wall very strongly. And, now I know what it takes to get over that wall. So getting the right team and getting the right strategy in place and, just getting ready to attack this thing, So we've, like I said, 7 years, we've kind of built it out. Now we're in position for exponential growth. Like we can put this thing together in the next 6 months and, make leaps and bounds because we've already tested the water. So now we kind of have what it takes and we know what we need to do to push past that.
Very, very good. Nice. Bernard says, I like what you're doing for the ladies' health of their hair. I will invest in your vision. Perhaps you should also connect with Anasi. So Anasi is, so actually in the chat, someone also said this. So Anasi is another Black-owned company, husband and wife team out of Chicago. They focus on textured hair. They do a lot globally because obviously textured hair is all over the globe, right? And they're an amazing company. And their products are absolutely wonderful. So I will also make that connection. And then another one that was recommended is Bask and Bloom. Bask and Bloom is a company that focuses on hair care products for postpartum hair loss.
Okay.
And so I will also, again, make that connection because, again, you guys are in this same industry, right? And first of all, Black women need to come together whenever we possibly can, right?
Yes.
And to be able to collaborate and share information and just have a support system for those moments where you want to be, celebrate something wonderful that happens and only someone in the industry will understand how difficult that was to accomplish, right?
Yes.
And then also when things don't go well, to have somebody to reach out to be able to say, sis, this happened to me. Has this ever happened to you? And what did you do, right? And so we're going to make those connections. But thank you to the community members that recommended that.
Thank you guys for sharing, definitely.
Ms. Patrice says, where are you located? And then also, can the maintenance product be used with the SilkOut Pro if the Pro application is not available in your area? So let's talk about where you are, obviously, but then also where the network of stylists that you already have. How can we see if there is one in our area? And then if
Okay,
it
great.
isn't, how can we get one in our area?
Good, a great question. So we're based out of the Tampa, Florida area. I'm a Florida native. And I lived in California for 30 years and I just moved back to Florida. Had this whole vision. God was kind of leading me back to Florida because I had this vision that everything that needed to happen for this company was going to happen on the East Coast. And so I just packed up and moved right before the pandemic. And my company took off by leaps and bounds once I got over here. But for our, so we have a salon locator and we basically take our top stylists. Thank you for sharing that, Talisha. We have a salon locator and we have our stylists that purchase a minimum product every quarter. We update the salon locator and add them to that. So you can actually go in and type in your zip code and hopefully you find somebody near you. If not, we always tell people to DM us or email us at info@silkoutsystem.com. Because even though if they don't make the salon locator, they're still in the database. So I can actually go in and we can find someone and connect them with you. I just had someone I forgot where they were from, but they were asking for someone in their area. And so right now we have a concentration of people in the Los Angeles area, throughout California, Northern California, Houston, Texas, you guys. We have a lot of girls from Houston, Texas. And when I say they are slaying the SilkOut system in Houston, they are slaying it in Houston. You're from St. Pete, Ayana. I am not actually an open full-fledged salon right now, but definitely we are looking to grow a team of stylists in the Florida area because this product would be so great here with the humidity. So that's one thing that I'm working on as well. And so the education, we're going to be able to spread the word and get more people certified and be able to get, product to them and grow this network of stylists because we have more customers asking, inboxing, like they see the treatment and they know that it's professional use only. So they'll say, hey, I want to interest in the SilkOut treatment. I'm in New Mexico. I'm in Dakota. I'm in these places. And so what we have happening right now is the consumer product that I launched last year. It's the very intense conditioning treatment that used to be only available in the salon. I found a way to introduce it, mix it myself and make it kind of foolproof so that customers who didn't go in the salon could experience. And so that was Tamar's testimony, was that wow, she could now get this at home. I have some consumers that are buying this and taking it to their stylists. And even though we tell our stylists don't use anything that consumers bring to you, but some of the stylists are like, okay, she wants me to put this on her hair. And then they're coming on board saying, hey, my my customer brought this in. How do I learn more about your system?
Right.
So now the consumers are walking, talking testimonials and bringing us in new clients. Tracy says, what is the name of the at-home product? It's called the silkening treatment. So it's not a straightener. It's a very high performance conditioning treatment that balances the moisture, protein levels, and softens the hair for more manageability.
Nice. As you were talking, Tammy, I just had a thought. Obviously we're always thinking about, it's a wealth building community, right? That's what the 10K project is essentially. And I'm always thinking about ways we can help people find their place in this wealth building journey. And as you were talking, I thought about all of the young stylists. Like I remember I've been going to my stylist for 27 years, I think, before she retired a couple of months ago, and still devastated over it. I'm gonna have to get over it. She deserves a life too, right? But I remember when she was fresh out of school, because I was one of her first clients when she was fresh out of school. And I remember how hard it was for her to build up a clientele, right? And for people to, kind of believe she was able to do everything the master stylist that was also in the same salon was able to do. But it made me think of, if we have people in our life that want to do hair, that's something already that's within their spirit, and they know that they're inclined to do it, and they have the skills to do so, and they're going to school and coming fresh out of school. How amazing would it be to have the certification for this system that not many know about yet, right? To be able to kind of put their flag in the, in the ground, to be able to say, I am the SilkOut system specialist in this area, and they may
Yes.
be the only one, right?
Right.
And so how awesome could that be? So we need to be talking about this not only to our stylists, not only to our investor friends, not only to our network, but we need to be talking to our young people, right, that we know want to go in school. We need to be talking to schools, to hair schools.
Right. Yeah. So with that, I definitely am working on an education protocol so that we can partner with schools and bring them, indoctrinate them in SilkOut system before they even leave school. I actually have
Nice.
a friend that owns a beauty school in Atlanta, and she's already reached out to me to come. And I took, I kind of got her advice, because I was like, well, they're not licensed yet. She's like, but Tammy, they're already doing hair. So she was like, so get them while they're in school. Like, they're already breaking the rules. So empower them while they're in school, so that when they come out, they can continue to be indoctrinated in what you have to offer.
Yeah, this is great. Absolutely great. Yes, Shonda. Yes, definitely Crown Hunt. Yep. Definitely another great connection. Very good. Okay, we've got a few more questions. So, Ms. Patrice, we've put the link to the salon to the salon finder, so that you can find someone in your system. So I think the other part of Ms. Patrice's question is, if you don't have the system, do the maintenance products do you any good?
Yes, they do. So the silkening treatment, which is what I mentioned, it is it is created from a derivative from the actual taming treatment. So it is a great place to start when it comes to conditioning and getting your hair back in perfect balance, because that's basically what healthy hair is balance. So anytime it's unbalanced and you don't have enough moisture, you don't have enough protein, and then there's a deficit. So this product, and actually one of the names I plan to rename it is called Reparations, is that because it puts back everything that the hair is missing. So it puts back everything that the hair is missing. And I know I call it silkening, and everyone think it's a straightening system, and it's not. It's really a intense restorative hair conditioner. So even our silk press products alone work great by themselves. But for best results, if you're really find that your hair is in a deficit, you haven't had any TLC, treat it as a self-care moment. And the silkening treatment is something we recommend like every 6 to 8 weeks, because it's that intense, and it's a great place to start to renew your hair and get it back in balance, and then move into the maintenance products. But you'll get results with all of them.
Very, very good. We've got a few reports that there may be an issue with the locator. So if you ladies can just check on that.
Okay.
And we'll keep trying back over the next couple of days.
Okay. I'll take a look at that as soon as we get off.
Wonderful. Very, very good questions. Any more questions for the ladies? Make sure I asked all of mine.
For those who are looking for a stylist, you can always you can email me at info@SilkOut System and tell me what city or what area you're in, and I can inbox you my choice of people that I think will work best for you in your area if we have one. Thank you. Thank you, Talisha. So our goal is to not just sell products to stylists or to consumers. And so our stylists are sometimes like a little scary or fearful that, oh, if you sell products to the consumers, it takes away from us. Our goal is to build a bridge so that customers flow from the pro side to the consumer side, and we're bringing care back to hair. This is one of our mantras, is bringing care back to hair and clients back to the chair, to kind of rebuild that relationship. Nice. So that consumers feel safe, that there's a lot of people doing hair. There's not a lot of people trained and certified and licensed that really, really care and are passionate about hair. So we attract that stylist that loves what they do, stays educated, is on the forefront of technology and what's going on in the industry. So, and we want to recultivate that salon relationship that customers, women had with their stylists at one point.
Yeah. And you're right. There are a lot of people doing hair, but healthy hair requires more than just the doing hair. It requires a different level of attention. So
yes,
I see you marketing to those people as well. There's a question here about, well, no, before I ask Jesse's question, when you talk about the stylists that may be concerned that if I can buy the product myself, it takes away from them. Well, that's when you allow them to buy it at wholesale prices, right? And then they can set up a little retail.
Oh, yeah. So the
with
stylists
salons.
all have access to a wholesale opportunity. So they're able to retail in their salons. I think one of the questions is, especially when I launched that conditioning treatment last year, one of the pills that some of them had to swallow was like, well, I don't offer any retail to my client, which is perfectly fine. Some stylists are completely service-based business, but then there are some that are service-based and retail-based and take advantage of the opportunity to have that additional income. I mean, ideally, I would love, I've talked to Regine about this, I would love to have retail salon partners across the country versus being in Target. I would love to see those dollars in our community. Like there's a Target in every community. There's a salon in every community with 3 shelves that could hold SilkOut products. So when someone inbox us and says, oh, are you at a Target? I need some SilkOut serum. I can say, well, no, I'm not at Target, but I'm at Regine's Beauty Spot.
Right, right.
And you can go put money in Regine's, pocket, versus, so it's kind of embracing the mindset, and we're putting together education to kind of, educate our stylists on the power of retail and the money that is being left on the table by not offering. I think sometimes they think they're going to, oh, if I sell her this for $20, then I'm going to lose my $50 service. And it's just not true. Like you mentioned earlier, you want no parts of doing your hair. During the pandemic, like I know how to do nails. I want no parts of doing nails. So I will jump at the opportunity to go pay someone to do my nails. So women who like service. And just because you sell them a shampoo, a spray, it's not going to ruin your business, because service is not replaceable.
It is not. It is never replaceable. Say that again for the people in the cheap seats.
Yeah,
service is not
service
replaceable.
is not replaceable. There's no, it's just like priceless, to sit, and you can't recapture that moment, especially when you're getting a really great service. So people who like to be serviced just love to be serviced, and they're not looking to buy and do themselves. But if every woman has a bottle of shampoo in their shower, so why not it be the products that their stylist is using already, so that they have that same support and they're maintaining the integrity of their hair. They're not buying a Head and Shoulders or, Suave,
right.
They're using the same salon quality products that their stylist is using.
That's wonderful. And for the stylists that may not have access to that retail space, create some kind of affiliate program. Right?
We actually do have an affiliate program where stylists can just share their link and they get a residual, not just one time. Once the affiliate is established, then each time that customer orders, whether they send them or not, it has lifetime cookies. So each time that person orders, they automatically get a residual, whether we email and market to them or the customer or the stylist sends them. So they're basically can set up a residual income with retail.
Wonderful. Very, very good. Jessie said, any marketing in Africa and tropic Caribbean?
Not any marketing, but we have attracted stylists. We have a few ladies in the Bahamas that use our products. We have a lady in Australia that uses our products. We have some women overseas in the military in Japan that are slaying all the textured hair on the Navy boat, and a few people in Canada. So our marketing hasn't reached out there yet, because once again, we got to come strong. So we've attracted them. So they've used our product, but we do plan to position ourselves to grow to that area. Ayana McNeil says, what about putting your product in the beauty supplies? I have to be very careful and cautious with that. Once again, my goal is I would love to empower our salon owners first, but we are open to a few select strong beauty brands, because we want to make sure we align with the right brands, like maybe a Ulta or a Sephora. I don't want to necessarily be in the the other beauty supplies.
You get it. Enough said. Enough said. When you talk about expanding into the global market, that's going to be a really good conversation that when I connect you to Anasi, Rhonda and Brian Marshall, it's the husband and wife team, and Rhonda is the chemist. But they have really tackled that global market and may be able to have some really good conversations and make some really good connections with you, for you with that market as well. So I'm excited to make that connection.
Thank you for that.
Looking forward to chatting with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions for the ladies? This is good stuff, guys. Norris says, we had another comment from Norris. Norris says they have spoken this into the atmosphere and have stepped out on faith and are showing the work that has taken place.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
You know, entrepreneurship is definitely a big faith move. So when I say I'm in production houses that maybe I got in too early, but I'm in there.
You're in there. That's it.
I'm in there. I've placed my foot in the door and I'm not going anywhere. So I just have to like level up my capital so that I can show up to, you know, my manufacturers. Even recently, when I placed a big order for the holidays, they hadn't seen that size order in a while. And I was like, okay, is anybody going to reply back and, you know, and write this order up? And so I had to kind of go over some heads and be like, look, I just placed the order. And I needed to, you know, and so it got done, you know, so that's one of the things that I have to kind of, you know, push my way into, but I'm like, I'm here, get me done, you guys, you know, it'll be greater later, but, you know, this industry, you guys, and I'm sure you guys are aware of this, like, they don't like to see us coming, they don't like to see us coming to take care of our own business. One of the smoothing companies that I was a consultant for before I launched my own product, they would all invite me into their office and their, you know, come bring your clients,
bring your network to sell my stuff. Right.
Yes. And to show them what I was doing with it, because it wasn't designed for us. They knew what they can do with their hair. But when they saw my before and afters that I was posting on social media, they wanted a bird's eye view. And I'm just a young, passionate stylist, you know, excited that they chose me. So I got diarrhea at the mouth and I'm just sharing, you know, and this is what it's doing. And, you know, and I'm breaking it down. And so it was like, they wanted they wanted my techniques, but they didn't want the technician. They didn't want me. And so even when I asked for opportunities to be an educator, I remember one of the women saying, you know, we already have educators. We don't need you, but can we come to your salon? They knew the power of the network of stylists, that I could get women of color in the salon and they could sell products. So once I caught on to that, I said, okay. So I was like, can I get this commission code? You know, I'm in a whole different market. And of course, once again, it was no. And then I went back and I said, well, you know, can we work together? I have a completely different market. Can you private label me, you know, a version of this product? Because I really think I can, you know, make something happen for myself. And I remember her basically laughing at me and saying, you know, this is going to cost you too much money. You can't do this. And that's the last thing she should have ever said to me, because it was very impactful. And it stuck with me. And I said, it doesn't mean I can't do it. I just can't do it right now. And so I did the research of over a couple of years. I Googled, I prayed. God started to show me some things and show me some direction. And when they started seeing my results from my system, you know, they inboxed me and they says, is that our products that we sent you for free? And I was like, oh, those products you sent me 3 years ago, those are all gone. These are my products now. So yes, Edward, you know, they love us spending the dollars, but when we start opening doors or creating opportunities for ourselves and our own seats at the table, then that's where they start to raise the bar sometimes. And so, you know, it just takes money to, you know, get their attention. You know, they don't turn down money, but they'll raise the bar.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Jesse said you need to write a book. So valuable. Wow.
Thank you, Jesse.
Very interesting.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Olivia.
Well, we know the ask. The ask is $124,000. That's ultimately what they're trying to raise, right? This first round is the first 50, right? That gets them through the family and friends round. After they get to the first 50, WeFunder opens up the rest of their network, right? So they
Yes.
get added to the email list and open
Yes.
up to a bigger network. So
Yes.
essentially right now, we are the rich aunties and uncles that get to come and save the day, right? And so that this can be opened up to a larger WeFunder network.
Yes.
I love when we're in the family friends rounds of testing the waters, because it does allow us to rally behind a founder who may not be sure. Now, I believe these founders know. They sure. They know what the mission is. They're in testing the water phase only because the Form C is not filed yet. I feel like they know what's getting ready to happen with this company.
Yes.
But typically in the testing the water phase, it's when a founder is maybe not sure how they want to continue, right? If they want to continue, can they raise the capital? And they're looking for the interest to come in to kind of help them make their decision, right? In this situation, I think this is a little different. These women need the commitment to the investment so that they can then invest in filing the Form C and getting all of that done, the official paperwork and all of that, because there's a cost to some of that stuff, right? Everything costs, nothing is free. And so oftentimes founders just kind of see, okay, what's the commitment, so that we know how much we need to spend for attorneys to review the Form C and all of the things that come along with that. So the mission for us tonight, I think typically I say the mission is do your due diligence and consider adding this to your portfolio. And then I say share, right? The campaign link. I'm going to say more tonight because I feel like we've touched on so much more. Obviously, those two things, right? Those are no-brainers at this point. But I think we need to be talking to our stylists about this. I think we need to be talking to our stylist friends, the stylists we know from church, right? If we walk by a Black stylist, you just pop in and be like, hey, I just saw this amazing pitch. I don't know if you're interested. I know it's weird that I'm just popping in on you, but check out SilkOut system, right? Like a real talk. I'm saying it with a smile on my face, but I am so serious right now. Like, pop in and just say, right? I think we also need to think about the schools in our areas, right? Think about the young people in our lives. This system is truly the fact that there's not at least one in every city already, right? One person in the locator in every city tells me there's an opportunity here, right? Yes. For people to make some money, to kind of be the first few in their city that can corner the market in their city. Think about what entrepreneurship will look like for those stylists who come on to the system. Like I said, I'm gonna be telling my new stylist about it in the morning. Because I just think it's absolutely wonderful. So we want to do that. We also want to consider being consumers ourselves, right? There's the maintenance products that we just learned are available and very helpful for all of our hair, even without the system, right? Adding nourishment and moisture and all those things we need back into our hair. Remember, that was the product that Tammy said she called reparations, right? That one speaks for itself. And so there's a lot of things we can do to support this company this evening. I will say this, do something, right? Don't just watch this pitch and say that was a good presentation and leave it. Come back to it, share it, do one of those things, do all of those things, right? Consider investing. If you have any additional questions, go to the campaign page on WeFunder. If you lose our link, you can go to WeFunder and you can search for SilkOut system. It pops right up. Ask the question that you have there so that others can see it. There's just a lot we can do here this evening. Tammy took this company 7 years by herself with great successes and a lot of life lessons and a lot of business lessons. She has now found an amazing partner in Regine, and they together are getting ready to take SilkOut system to a whole new level. Yes, and we were invited to be a part of that journey with them. And so as the leader of this community, I can tell you, ladies, we are gracious. that you have invited us to be a part of your journey. Raising capital in this way is not easy. This is going to be an uphill battle for you guys, right? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend you came to 10K, you get ready to get everything you need. Maybe not, right? Because each individual gets to decide how you fit in their portfolio.
Right.
What I know that I've heard here tonight, though, is you two are in this to win this. You did not come to play, okay?
No.
I
At
see
all.
that. I see that. I know that. I
Yeah.
believe that. And thank you for allowing the 10K Project to be a part of this capital raise journey. It is going to be hard work. It is going to be frustrating work, right? It is going to take you away from the running of the business sometime, right? You're going to be split on, what do? I need to do this for the business, but I got to do this to raise the money so that we keep, all of those things are going to happen. But I'm going to tell you, I've had a lot of these pitches. Actually, we've had 117 at this point over the last 3 years, right?
Wow.
I've seen a lot of founders, and that's just the people who decided to come. I probably talked to another 100 that didn't. Some that are still open and some that are not. And what I see in you ladies is something you don't see all the time. And so continue with this wonderful, wonderful mission and with this wonderful journey. And while it may not be a medical supply or a cancer treatment, when I say you're changing lives, I mean that.
Yes. Thank you.
I
Thank
mean
you.
Believe that in our core as well.
Yes.
So
yeah, this has been a wonderful presentation. Absolutely wonderful. Tammy, Tracy said, Tammy Langston Hughes says, I couldn't tell you I wanted to. Wait a minute, let me read this again. I couldn't tell you I wanted to what make me what I am, but I don't really want to, and you don't give a damn. That's how you should continue to approach those folks who only want to profit off of you. They want your rhythm, but not your blues. Keep going.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you for that, Tracy. Yes, yes. So I want to thank you guys for having us on here. Thank you all that joined us tonight and have sat with us the last couple of hours and listened to our, story, our pitch. And whether you consider us or not, hopefully you do. Think of who you know that this might be great for them. And I always say shares and prayers are free. So share us, pray for us, that we get connected to the right people. It's not just about money, even the right people, the right, if you think there's a resource or someone that would be a great fit to work with us or support us in any kind of way, we definitely welcome that.
Yeah. Regine, would you like to say anything in closing, dear?
absolutely. Thank you, everyone. I mean, Tammy, I am following in her footsteps blindly because I know what the system can do. I'm experiencing it from a consumer end. And with my background in history and the work that I've done, I know what we have in front of us. And so, again, I invite you all to review our pitch deck and invest in this amazing journey that we have before us. Thank you all so very much.
Absolutely
Thank you, guys.
wonderful. And thank you guys for joining us this evening. To the ladies of SilkOut System, thank you for trusting us to help you reach some of your goals. This is an investment for you and your company, and it is my desire that you get a return on that investment. But from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for believing in this community to assist with that. And to the community, to the 10K Project community, you guys are riders. You guys show up week after week, and you ride for these Black founders like nowhere else, right? And so I thank you all. For those of you who have been here from the beginning, for those of you who have just joined us this year, I thank all of you. This is amazing work that we're doing. I do think very heavily about all of the founders that didn't make it, right? And they oftentimes don't make it because of the capital infusion that they don't get, right? And it's just not enough to continue bootstrapping sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes you just can't keep doing it. And so you guys are making a difference. As we go into this holiday season, I'm going to say the same thing I said last year. The gift of investing, the gift of equity, the gift of revenue share goes further than any toy car could go, right? When I think about my grandniece, you know, I'm thinking about SilkOut system. I'm thinking about a product she's going to be able to relate to, a product she's going to be able to follow as a young woman, right? I'm thinking about what 4.75 years from now, when she gets to 2x her investment, what that looks like to her, right? I just want us to think differently as we approach this holiday season. We've got to start doing things that are going to build wealth for our family.
Yes.
And being consumers for the rest of our lives may not be the solution to that, right? Unless we're buying our own products that we invest in.
Right.
And so just think about it differently. Maybe you buy one toy and you invest right on their behalf. You know, maybe you do that if they just got to have a toy, right? But consider a balance. We're not going to change this generational wealth deficit by continuing to think with a consumer mindset. We won't put a dent in it. We'll continue to be behind. But if we just change one behavior, just one, we can make a huge impact on our family. So just consider it. Just consider doing something a little bit different, right? We've all heard that saying, nothing changes if nothing changes. Yes. And I come from a gift-giving family. We like a lot of stuff under the tree. But I'm going to challenge them to do something different. I challenged them last year to do something different, and they did. And so this year, I'm going to challenge them to one-up the different mindset from last year. And eventually, my entire family will have a wealth-building mindset that will change history. And if I can do that in my family, you can do it in yours too.
Amen.
Right, ladies, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so very, very much to the community. Thank you to everybody out there that's going to watch this replay on Facebook. Thank you very much. We will get the Zoom recording out to our mailing list. So for all of you who didn't join us live, I hope you found the turkey. I know I searched for Cornish hen. I had to buy my Cornish hens in California because when I went to the grocery store before I left last week, couldn't find Cornish hens. So we were in the Ralphs. I found my Cornish hens and brought them back home with me. So for those of you who are out there shopping, you couldn't come live with us, I hope you watch this replay. It was a treat. We very rarely go the whole 2 hours, and we did that tonight. So
Yay.
Engagement was wonderful. Great questions. Thank you all that asked questions. This was just wonderful. Everything about tonight was wonderful. So I am, as we go into this Thanksgiving holiday, I am thankful for tonight's session because it absolutely, as an investor, filled me up and gave me the warm and fuzzies that I need when I go to make a decision and start to do my due diligence. So I hope others felt the same thing I felt here tonight and walked away with the same, not just feeling, but the same desire to do more research and to really consider adding this to their portfolio. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Said, have a wonderful evening, everyone.
All right. Thank you guys again.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice, safe holiday.
You too, dear.
All right.